Alright guys, today I'm going to be showing off me playing Cyber Dragons.
YugiNoNo!
Alright, so I win the die roll, which is fantastic because, you know, both these decks want to go second. I'm actually dueling against Fluffals here. I knew what I was dueling against beforehand because, you know, everyone's playing Fluffals right now. Fluffals are a pretty good deck. They don't really like to go first, but they're not as bad off, you know, going first as they used to be. Same can be said for Cyber Dragons as well. Like, Cyber Dragons can set up really good first turn boards now with like Theseus and going into Zulkin and Crystal Wing. I actually do not go into Zulkin or Crystal Wing this match, now that I think about it. I do like mostly some classic Cyber Dragon plays. I even get off a I just watch it. Like I do a lot of you know, classic Cyber Dragon shenanigans in this, and it's just the deck is just so much fun to play. I mean, I can't even begin to start with how many combos I've mastered with this deck, and you know how long I've played the deck, and you know, all kinds of stuff. Like I've pioneered a lot of different things with this deck over the years. It's just so fun to play. And right now, what Michael's doing is he's taking his time, trying to make sure that he makes all the right moves, to set up the best first turn board that he can, so he doesn't die, because he doesn't know if I have Power Bond. He doesn't know what I have, you know. So he is just setting up the best first turn board that he can, and I'm just you know, I just fast forwarded over a lot of stuff. Really, it's just kind of setting up. He ends his board. You're about to see how he ends his board. I think he ends his board with Kraken, Tiger, and what's the other one? I forget. But yeah, he ends his board with 3 fusions on the board, which isn't horrible, especially because the Kraken has like 3,000 booty, which is not horrible whatsoever. So yeah, Kraken, Tiger, and then the other one, Sabertooth. I think it's Sabertooth. Yeah, that sounds about right. I always forget that one's name. It's the one. I was just right there. I was confirming that he used 3 materials on it, so that it can't be destroyed, and he did. So I can't destroy. It can't not be destroyed by battle or card effects. So I have to play around that, and I'm just reading, making sure that nothing is going to trigger on my turn, because I don't want to screw up. I always forget what Fluffals do. But yeah, so what I do is I foolish for core, foolish for core, core for core, machine duplication, double Cyber Dragon, and I'm already off to the races. Yeah, I mean, that play is just too good, you guys. Foolish Burial is phenomenal going second. Like, if you're going second with Cyber Dragons, you want to open up with Foolish, and I actually open up with Foolish and Power Bond, and I Power Bond for the Chimera Tech. He would trigger right now, but there's nothing on the field to pop. But so I'm activating his effect, so he gains a couple more attacks. So he is a 4,200 and can attack 3 times. Which, I mean, the more you think about it, you guys, like, that card is so good. And then also it's a level 5, so you can like rank 5 with them on top of everything else. It's the card is amazing. I love Rampage Dragon. It's such a fun card. And then I go into Nova, activate Nova, get another Cyber Dragon, and then I got Infinity. Reading Infinity, that one's in German, so I had to read the one from my deck. Make sure that I could snatch it, because I couldn't remember if it was during either player's turn. Yeah, and sure enough, snatched it, and then I just swing for game. That's that's it. And I just, like, I mean, I didn't even really need to kaiju him right there. I just did. It's just I mean, the Power Bond OTK, guys, it's still a thing. it's still a thing. Do not underestimate it. Especially like Power Bond OTK, Twin Twisters. Like, it's freaking dumb. I even had a build of Cyber Dragons at one point in time where I was messing around with Dinko Seka or Dikyu Sucko, whatever you want to call her, and it was a really fun build. It was, you know, it basically like stalled out until you got Dinko and the Power Bond play. It played like Ds. It was like a stall out deck. It played what's his dick? The attack stopper. Swift Scarecrow, yeah, which is also a machine, so it had synergy with the deck because, you know, 2 Swift Scarecrows with Power Bond, you can go into a Parapsychroid, which is an absolute horrible play. And right here, you know, he decided to go first, which I don't know why he did that, because he wanted to win the die roll, you know, in the first game, but then he lets me go second. I'm just like, what the hell? But anyways, Raigeki, that was kind of a questionable play right there, because I forgot about the damn sheep coming back, but it's no big deal. you know, I guess it's not a horrible play because I still got rid of the Sabertooth. I activate Reasoning. He costs 5. I actually hit a Cyber Dragon, which is really crazy because, I mean, you would think, oh, well, that sucks. You didn't get a free Cyber Dragon. Well, it's actually not bad at all because you want a Cyber Dragon in the grave for Cyber Repair Plant. Like right now, like I core for Cyber Repair Plant. Activate Cyber Repair Plant, get a search, and I mean, right there, bam, I'm like already off to the races, even though I got a bad mill off of Reasoning. Ideally, you want to hit, I don't know, core if you have Machine Duplication in hand, something like that. So what I do is I do the Jizakuru play. I got rid of the sheep that way. So go into Chimera Tech. So I guess I did need to Raigeki. That wasn't horrible. But anyways... only 2,000 attack, which isn't terrible, but there wasn't like I had more plays in my hand, but I didn't want to overcommit anything, which is kind of iffy against Fluffals. But I was keeping track of how many cards he had. I was like, he's only got 3 cards, so I mean, what can he really do? And so he searches out Polly with the King of the Swamp, which King of the Swamp, guys, I don't know if I've ever really talked about King of the Swamp, but I do love that card. That's such a good classic card. I'm glad that it's seeing play, and you know, it's so good with the Fright for Fusion and, you know, all that stuff. It has great synergy with this deck, and of course, above all else, it searches out Polly. So it's just an amazing card, and I like Fluffals a lot. I've thought about getting into the deck, but with Link Summoning coming out and stuff, it's like I don't know if I should really invest in anything at all that's old. You know, except for like Monarchs. I mean, I still have my Monarch deck, and Monarchs aren't absolutely terrible. I'm reading all of his cards right now because I cited a DD Crow, so I'm like reading all of his all of his junk, seeing if I can like chain Crow to anything, and I'm just like, well, shit, no, I really can't. Eventually, I get the Crow off in my hand though, so that's good. But I'm just making sure that I can't like. You know, I'm just reading. That's what you have to do. You have to read cards, guys. When you don't know what something does, read it. Like, don't let your opponent, you know, tell you what things do. I mean, if you have a general idea of something, like, that's different. But if you absolutely have no clue what something does, you need to you know, read the cards. And what I do is I ended up crowing it. He finally, I just skipped over that part because he took a while to decide what he's going to do, and he targeted sheep, and I crowed the sheep, and so he didn't get the effect off Sabertooth, and right now he killed my Chimera Tech, so now I'm off to the races again because, you know, core for core, bam. Like, so basically where I was getting hung up is I had a monster on the field, and I had a core engrave, and core only triggers when your opponent has a monster and you don't, so I was kind of getting stopped up there, and what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to decide if I'm going to go into like Crystal Wing, like off Theseus. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do, and what I end up doing, I think, is I think I just go Double Nova Classic, Double Nova. Yeah, so Panzer Dragon, Double Nova. I'm just like, I mean, he's not going to solemn me because right there, that's where he solemns. See, that's smart because you don't want to solemn a Nova because yeah, Nova will trigger, and I would have gotten like a free Chimera Tech, for example, and yeah, I couldn't summon Infinity because you can only slap an Infinity on something once per turn. Summon it that way once per turn by slapping it on Nova. And I actually hadn't normal summoned yet, so I had normal summoned for a Galaxy Soldier. I bounce his monster and just win, which is crazy. The only thing to keep in mind, what I almost wanted to do, I had to read my Galaxy Soldier in hand for a second because I wanted to get a search of the Galaxy Soldier on a reflex, but I read it. Galaxy Soldier only gets the search for another copy of itself, you know, when it's special summoned, not when it's normal summoned. But I mean, you would. It's actually kind of a crazy play because you never ever tribute summon for a Galaxy Soldier or really even Cyber Dragon for that matter. You never do that. Both of them you get to special summon for free. So I mean, well, why would you? Why would you ever tribute summon them? It's just really stupid. And yeah, this build, it varies a lot from the build I showed you guys, like the MLG video one I showed you guys where it's just like rank 5 spam. In real life, I don't have a Pot of Desires. I would max out on Pot of Desires if I had them in real life, but like, since I don't have them, I do play the Power Bond build in real life. I actually cut Power Bond down to 2, I think, and then put in a Solemn for this duel, because like 3 Power Bond can clog. It really sucks when it does, and that's why, like, if you are playing 3 Power Bond, you play like this Y, so you have like an extra Cyber Dragon Dame, or if you're playing the rank 5 build, you cut this Y and put in a Chronopoly Golden Jet, so you have like the rank 5 plays, so you can go into Pleiades and all that stuff. And that's another move that I do a lot, is I'll go into Pleiades and you know, Kaiju my opponent, and then like bounce the Kaiju back to my hand, Kaiju them again, go into like Chimera Tech. It's there's so many plays with this deck, guys. I can go on and on and on about this all day, but I'm just going to cut this short right now. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more duels, then go ahead and dick slap that like button and subscribe.
Subscribe!